Winning takes care of everything. That's what I learned a long time ago in athletics. Winning takes care of everything. Winning takes care of everything. And that's what we told them all the time. And the mentality was that we were just getting started. And, we'll have to prepare for a team that's been playing really well and that's already beaten us, once this year.
That might be your coach of the year. Striggs brought it up last week. He's definitely cementing that status. As we take a look at the AFC playoff picture, nothing cemented yet, right, Peter?
No, and they could still lose to the Texans, which they've done already this season.
Oh, we've got a new number 1 seed, though, after the Chiefs loss. It is the Titans on top. For now, they're the AFC South champions, so big congrats to them. And they did it dominantly yesterday against those Dolphins. So despite being the 1 seed, here's the question, guys. Are the Titans the sleeping giants of the AFC, Kyle?
I think they are. I'm not surprised that they're alive and that they survived the Derrick Henry thing. But the 1 seed, it's awesome. And you say it again, they are the 1 in the AFC. Not all this Joe Burrow and Mahomes and Josh Allen. The Titans. It is so awesome. And I just think, the Warriors, when they lose Steph Curry, they don't go and get the number 1 in the West. They can't just keep playing. If Curb Your Enthusiasm loses Larry, they're screwed as a show. The Titans lost Derrick Henry. He hasn't played a game since Halloween. Then next week, the Titans beat the Rams. Then they beat the Saints. They didn't even give a damn. And I actually feel like it's really become part of their identity that they're these hard-ass guys who are I don't care if we lost Derrick Henry. Good. Let's do it without Derrick Henry. The fact that we're sitting here in January and the Titans without Derrick Henry are the number 1, not the 2, and it's the last team in the world that you want to get a bye because that's another week for him to come back. Peter talked about the Packers and all the guys they might get back with their bye. Well, the Titans on the other side, they're getting back the franchise with another week. And here, maybe he'll be out there this week. Imagine a bonus week and then unleash him in the divisional round. It's just awesome. And I do think they're the sleeping giant because they still don't have sizzle. No one's saying, ooh, the Titans are so fun and sexy. All they are is the number 1 in the AFC. I beat that.
You mentioned Derrick Henry, but they also went long stretches without A.J. Brown. They're a double-digit win team. Julio Jones, they have barely been together on the same field, the two of them. So for them to do what they're doing, congratulations, Titans.
Right. The Titans, they haven't been sexy for a long time. Even if you go back to Jeff Fisher's era, they were a very, very physical football team. And they're the type of team that you're sore on the Wednesday after the game because they're physical on their offensive front, their defensive front, and the style for which they play. But right now, as we go into the playoff, is there a team that has the characteristics of their coach more so than Tennessee with Vrabel? Because I've been knowing him for a long time. He's an Ohio State guy, born to be a football coach, and he's the kind of guy that's not looking for any type of excuses. And with them able to get the number 1 seed, get a couple other players healthy, their skilled guys haven't helped them the last 5 or 6 weeks. Getting a couple of those guys healthy, this team right here is dangerous because they play a style that is always in style in the NFL. I don't care if it's Baltimore. I don't care if it's Tennessee. If you run the ball and smack a guy in the mouth, it will win you football games in the league, and that's what Tennessee will do for you week in and week out.
Look what they've done. They've swept the mighty Colts that we talk about all the time. They swept them. They've beaten the 49ers when they were running the ball like they were. They came in and they're like, we'll beat them. And then yesterday, Dolphins were winners of 7 straight games, and we tried hyping that into a colossal matchup. It was like the varsity versus the JV yesterday, and it was early on decided. And I'll make another point. Yes, Derrick Henry is going to come back, and he's had the foot injury and all this stuff. But can we give some credit to Foreman? Yeah. Look at these numbers here. Look at what Derrick Henry did in the first half of the season while he was on the field. He was on at a crazy pace. He had 937 rushing yards. Look what they've done since he's been gone.
That's the group. They've
got more rushing yards. So, they didn't just go and quietly, wilt off into the corner and say, well, we got to totally change our offense. Right. It was no, we'll use Jeremy McNichols and Deontay Foreman, and we'll have more rushing yards than when Derrick Henry was in the line.
They look good, don't they?
They sure do.
They did this new Huntley thing.
They sure did. Henry, awesome. They're going to get him back, but gosh, let's not underestimate what these guys did while he was out and how they can affect the games in January, too. You put Foreman and Henry in the backfield? Good luck. And, Kay, to your point, Julio was out with COVID. He's going to be back. A.J. Brown looks healthy.
He's back.
They haven't even all been together. It's like Voltron without the pieces together, and they still are the 1 seed. So many kudos. And you know that Vrabel's team is always going to show up in these big games.
I think that's why they're the sleeping giant, because they haven't put it all together in the same game, right? With A.J. Brown back, the Titans are 10-2 with him, 1-3 without him. We talked to Michael Robinson. Is he enough? Is he enough? No, because maybe we'll get Derrick Henry back, but let's quickly give some credit to the defense. They are the 6th-ranked defense in the NFL, but they're playing their best football right now. They are so stifling. It's crazy. Yesterday, what they did smothering the Dolphins offense, they are allowing 9.75 points per game over the past 5 weeks. A huge part of that win streak, why they're doing so well, and why they're not going to be an easy out for anybody. I don't care what seed they end up with, 1, 2, or 3. I don't want to play this team.
I don't either. It depends philosophically. Do you believe in the been there? Because the Bengals have none. Mac Jones has none. These guys ended the Brady era in New England. They beat the Lamar Jackson MVP season. Like, they have been there. They're the varsity. Like, these guys have scars, skins on the wall. They haven't won the whole thing, but they have so much been there. I personally believe in it.
Do you believe in the been there?
Well, I do like Ryan Tannehill more than most players. If his skill guys are able to get healthy, they're able to play action pass, get the ball down the field. Because right now, even with Derrick Henry, they have the same yards basically per attempt, but they don't have the big plays. That's what this offense is missing. But what about Ryan Tannehill? With just a little smirk on his face ending the Dolphins season.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was very satisfying for him.
As much as I love him, we're hyping him, like, you tell me right now that the Bills are playing the Titans in a rematch from their early in Tennessee, I might take Buffalo.
If Derrick Henry's
Buffalo,
out there?
I might take Buffalo, yeah, even with Derrick Henry there, because the Buffalo's playing. You tell me the Chiefs are going to Tennessee. Who's favored? I think the Chiefs still might be favored. And maybe that's what feeds the Titans, you know?
Can you put your finger on why?
Because in the big spot, I'm going to take Mahomes and Allen over Tannehill. It's just what I will. And, like, that's what they feed on. And so me even saying that, someone in that locker room's watching, or someone in that coaching office watching is like, screw him. Like, let's go. Like, that's what they feed off of. And Vrabel identifies with that, and he really does tap into it well. Nobody believes in us, and they're the 1 seed. We believe in you. Sort of, right?
You're not for the boys, Peter?
I'm not for the boys.
It's such a testament that they're such a dangerous team without Derrick Henry. We can't say it enough, and they'll probably lock up a Coach of the Year award for Mr. Vrabel. All right.